Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve the Dean Williams here. First, we want to do is give a shout out to a somebody in the comment section. Terry, thank you for the kind words of me dropping gems, man. I'm going to continue to keep dropping gems, and I want to say thank you very much for the support and the kind words. And guys, if you put the kind words out and it's recognized, I will do this every time for anybody out there that says some kind. Okay, let's get into it. You know, there's always this zone or this place where we try to do everything we can to avoid it. We try to do everything we can to run away from it because we feel that once we get caught into it, we get sucked into it. And that, everybody, is the friend zone. And what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be telling you guys four things to do to avoid being in the friend zone. And that's what we're going to be discussing today, because if you can just add these to your name, remember, you take the information I give you, upload it to your name. And if you can start to change your behaviors by utilizing the information I give you, then you're going to have a better shot at never, ever getting in the friend zone again, man. Let's go.
I'll have you know that the way that you talk to me makes me just melt like butter on a hot pan.
And for my pussy, you know that it's yours, so have at it whenever you want.
It's weird. Like, I really just enjoy like waking up and seeing your face and touching you. I miss you. And
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Steve Dean Williams. And what we want to do is we want to talk about the friend zone and what you can do to avoid it. You see, guys, the friend zone can be avoided if you stop doing these four things. Remember, these are small pieces that start to incorporate into your lifestyle. And once you begin to do that, you're going to change the way you see things. The very first thing that you have to stop doing, the number one thing you got to stop doing, is you got to stop putting yourself down. A lot of men don't have self-worth, and I understand that. But the problem is when you start off negative, then everything that you put out is going to be negative. And you've got to ask yourself the question, why would a woman want to be with someone who doesn't feel good about himself? See, what a guy normally does, and he doesn't mean to do it sometimes, it's just that when he doesn't have enough confidence in himself or his self-worth is not strong enough, he will put himself down, telling you, okay, I'm too fat, too short. I don't have enough money. I don't have a nice car. My place isn't good. See, when you begin to put yourself down instead of accept what you have, you will always start to get sucked into the friend zone, because women don't like guys that are kind of like a victim, with more of a victim mentality. And what I'm saying is you got to just be happy and accept what you have, accept where you are, accept your car, accept your clothes, accept your lifestyle. Remember, your lifestyle and what you do isn't who you are. So if you're focused on what you do, as far as your job, if you have one or don't, or if you live with your mother, and for a lot of guys, when I say live with your mother, maybe you're taking care of your mother or something like that. There's a lot of scenarios here, but I don't want you to put yourself down, because as soon as you put yourself down, she's going to realize that there's no value in yourself, and your name doesn't have the impact that it can. The the second thing that you're going to have to stop doing, gentlemen, is you're going to have to stop making the excuses that you make. Now, putting yourself down is one thing, but making excuses is another. When you sit around and say, well, you know what, I'm going to put it off. Or you're going to say, instead of saying the bad things about you, you're going to look at her and say, well, you know what? She's got all these other guys that like her, or she's getting hit up by a lot of guys. I don't even have a chance. She's too pretty. She would never like a guy like me. She makes too much money. Well, when you start to make excuses or you start to put things off, what happens is there's a buildup of nervousness and there's a buildup of anxiety. And before you even make the move, if you're stacking anxiety up, you're going to have to kind of chip away at those anxieties just to do the one thing that you want to do in the first place. So when you sit around and you look at what's going on, please understand this. Just because there are guys hitting her up, just because there are people telling her this and that or liking her photos and sending her kissy faces and hearts and stuff, don't ever be intimidated because you don't know the situation. Remember, guys, we judge women on how they treat us. I don't care about the next man, and I don't care what happens to the next man. That's none of my concern, and it shouldn't be your concern either. I stand on what I am. I put my bid in, and I let the chips fall where they may. But I don't worry and think about the next man because I'm not in the next man's situation. And I really don't know what's going on between the two of them, nor do I really care. Okay, the third thing. Third thing is pretty huge here, okay? And what that is that you've got to stop making it about sex. Now, I know you want to have sex, but you've got to stop making it about sex and make it more about your time. And the reason why I say time over sex is because what a lot of you guys don't know about women is that the way you behave, especially if you're making it all about sex, it's showing her the kind of experience you have as a man, meaning that if you're making it all about sex rather than your time, then she's going to realize that you're not getting enough sex in your life. And that's why you're pushing the pendulum or the envelope of sex. So what I'm saying to you guys, if you can and you get the opportunity, don't make it about sex. Make it about seeing if she's worth your time, seeing what makes her different from everybody else. What is she bringing to the table? When you begin to do those things, you kind of throw her off because she's expecting you to make it about sex. And as soon as you make it about sex, she's in the top position because she knows how to move the chess pieces around to make sure that you don't know what to get you in a point where she's going to put you in a friend zone, chauffeur, putting up her Christmas lights, or being a bank account or shoulder to cry on. So don't make it about sex. Make it about your time. The more you make it about your time, the more attracted she's going to become to you because remember, a man that makes it about his time is a man that has experience and is getting enough women to not even sweat a piece of ass. Okay. The number fourth thing and the most important thing is you have to stop beating around the bush. You have to take action at that time. Always remember, guys, it's now or never. It's D-Day. As soon as you know you have some kind of interest in her, you have to go after what you want. As I told you before, I don't care about the end result. If I think it and I do it, I'm going to be more proud of myself for doing it rather than thinking it and not doing it and then beating around the bush or walking on eggshells or trying to be a friend. I would tell a woman all the time, I don't want to be your friend. I don't believe men and women can be friends. And the thing is that I do want to get to know you in a more intimate way. But when you guys look at women and you don't put your bid in, she knows that you're interested in her, not only by your actions, but what you're doing subconsciously is really showing her that there's interest. So remember, guys, it is very important at the end of the day. Listen, no matter what happens, don't beat around the bush and don't wait. Just go after what you want and let the chips fall where they may. Because I would rather you go talk to a woman and get shot down than sit around and try to build something up in your mind that you're going to have with her, then find out there was nothing. And then you'll get angry and bitter. And we don't want that. Remember, we're trying to build your name. And your name should say, if I want it, I'm going to go after it. That's what we're trying to build in your name. Okay, guys? Now, just remember, let's just go over these four things one last time. Just remember, guys, stop putting yourself down. Okay? Putting yourself down is not going to be the answer to a woman wanting to be sexually attracted to you. Making excuses is not also going to help you as well, because when you when you make the excuse, you're just giving yourself a reason to walk away and not go after what you want. The other thing is always make it about your time. At the end of the day, your time is the most important thing. And if you make it about your time versus the sex, you're going to have a better shot at her. And last but not least, don't beat around the bush, because the more you beat around the bush, the further you get away from your name. Remember, your name should be impactful. Your name should be, you know what? If I see it, I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to leave the chips where they are. And I'm going to be proud of myself and my name, that I can stand on my name and do what I want to do. Okay. Well, guys, that's going to be the class for the day. Please soak up this information, add it to your lifestyle, and grow your name like you can. I know you can as a man. All right, I'm Steve the Team Williams, man, and we out, man.